Okay, let's get some music going on here. Let's see. How about we get this music right here? Yeah. Okay, let's get the show started. All right, let's just get this rolling because I'm not going to be doing a live stream here all day, but I just wanted to have a follow-up for you guys. Yesterday, we were just introducing the concept of talking about guitars, and I'm going to bring the microphone in a little bit closer. There we go. Yeah, that's better. So I was explaining yesterday that I have the pleasure of actually owning all of those currently. I know that's like a drop in the bucket to some of you. Some of my friends have 30, 40, 50 or way more guitars in their house. I don't have the room. Plus, I can only still play one at a time, and that's debatable. But in any case, did you hear that the Fender Stratocaster design has been won victoriously in a German court? So therefore, they took on the Chinese, not just the Chinese, but any company that is making copies that look like a Strat, which, I mean, how different can a guitar look? Okay, you've got your Les Paul, you've got your Flying V, and you've got your Stratocaster, and you've got your SG. That's the three basic designs that I see. Well, okay, not counting the violin over there. You got a violin, but you don't see many of those. You don't see many of these either. But basically, I mean, how different is this over here? Well, it's quite different. I guess that horn up there is a lot different. But, I mean, you've got the Strat, and you got your 335 Lookabout, that, yeah. So basically, there's only so many shapes that you can come up with, right? In any case, Fender won in a German court that now no manufacturers can make or actually even sell copies without risking a stiff penalty, and I do mean a very hefty fine. I forget what it was. There is a YouTube out there with a guy talking about the total depths of the whole case. But basically, I just want to let you know that now, if you have a Strat copy shaped guitar, you have a one-of-a-kind, a legal one-of-a-kind, unless the whole reason behind Fender's going after this lawsuit, and it wasn't for a patent, it was for a copyright, believe it or not. They were granted a victory on copyright. Normally, patents and things like that are around the design, but it was explained that the patent was basically around the concept of inventing something new that's not been around. So patents and copyrights and all other the different things like that, they have different time spans where they are protected. And now Fender has been victorious at blocking any Strat copies from being made or sold throughout the European Union. Now, why did they not get that granted here in the United States is kind of strange. I don't know. I can't answer that, but I just wanted to bring it up because it's something new. It was something that we could talk about if indeed you wanted to talk about it. And I will only know if you want to talk about these kind of things based on your comments. I don't know if you're out there unless I see a comment. So just thought I'd break that news. It is fairly new. And then, of course, if there's something you want to talk about besides the Fender lawsuit case, anything about guitars. This particular live stream is about guitars in general. So if you want to talk about basses, somebody asked me the other day if basses qualify as a guitar. Of course they do. I mean, maybe I'm saying that because I'm biased, because that's what I started playing in 1969. I started playing bass. Well, actually, no, I started playing bass in 1966. But in 1969, I got that blue Hagstrom bass guitar, which I still own, and I love it. The neck on that thing is like pencil thin. It's a pencil thin neck. Hagstrom uses a patented, they call it their patented, Hagstrom patented, I guess they did, probably never thought about it. Their truss rods are in the shape of a letter H. I never even tied that together. Fender won on copyright, which won't hold up. Well, that's why I'm glad that you're commenting on that, because they will be contested. I guarantee, like Tall Thin Key says, that it won't hold up. That is going to be appealed. I'm sure it's going to be appealed. But aside from that, what is going to cost more? The lawsuit to actually file against it. I'm not for it. Don't misunderstand me. I love Gibsons. I love Gretsch. I love Fender. I love custom-made guitars. There's so many brands out there that are fabulous. But what I think it's going to do is it's just going to open up an avenue for Fender to make a lot more revenue. Kind of like when Apple computers, for a very, very brief period of time, they licensed clones to be made on the premise that they wouldn't be sold below a market price that Fender said they shouldn't be sold less than. And that was actually kind of strange in itself, because isn't that called price fixing? But in any case, Apple computers only did that licensing for clones for a very, very short period of time. I owned one of the clones. I think it was made by Umax. And then they started seeing that they were being sold through computer catalogs for a lot less money. And then they ended their licensing. So I do think that Fender is going to be licensing these companies. So it's like someone writing a book about bunnies and then saying no one else can write on the same subject. You're very accurate about that. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I do know where it's going to go. the companies that want to keep making their production line of Strat-shaped guitars, they are going to probably say, what's better, to just pay a licensing fee to Fender to be able to keep with compliance, or are they going to throw away their tooling division and do away with the shape of that guitar, which is basically what they won on? It's very strange that they won on the shape, not the actual invention. The patent and the copyright are two totally different things, as you know. So I say that they'll probably just bite the bullet and cave and pay the licensing fee. And maybe at some point down the future, if the case gets overturned, they'll get their licensing fees reverted. Don't know where it'll go. But on a different note, if you own a Strat or Fender Telecaster or Gibson and you want to talk about anything to do with your favorite guitar, please feel free to comment on that, and we could take it from there. So I see we only have a few viewers. So depending on how many viewers latch in on this conversation depends on how long I live stream on this, because I've got a couple of other YouTube channels that I'm thinking about updating and live stream. But I see that the viewership is actually climbing. So I'm going to put Tall Thin Kev's comment back up on the screen, a couple of them, just so that anybody else wants to chime in. I mean, why not? So there's just me saying, feel free to chime in. And then we got Tall Thin Kev says Fender won on copyright, which won't hold up. And then goes on to say that it's like someone writing a book about bunnies and then saying no one else can write on the same subject. Excellent point. And if you're watching for the first time and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It definitely helps. I know we've heard that with everybody that has a YouTube channel. Please share, like, comment. It really helps the algorithms. It's absolutely true. But I don't drive it home very often because my channel is not monetized by choice. I mean, if I ever change that in the future, that'll be, again, my choice. YouTube can demonetize me even if I wanted to. But for right now, there are no paid sponsors. No one is swaying my opinion. And then, of course, the other party didn't show up. Exactly. So that makes it a lot easier for a victory, doesn't it? When the other side doesn't feel like they've got the gunpowder to fight a big company like Fender. They don't have it in their arsenal. But anybody else that has a comment about this, definitely want to know what you think about the music industry. I mean, I just saw an article. Somebody just texted me the other day a link saying that AI in the music industry is going to die like the music industry did in general in the early 2000s. It's very, very strange where AI is taking everything, but certainly with music. I just watched a friend of mine talking about AI and writing songs, and just basically he lost his singing voice. He couldn't sing anymore, so he was actually grateful in a way and terrified in another way that AI is replacing people actually singing their own songs. But in any case, Johnny, Fender Studio, home studio trainer, you can find Johnny. He's great. But he was saying that it's amazing, all these different versions you could put into these AI software programs to perform a version of a song that you even wrote. I mean, it's not even just writing a melody and a recording session just from a set of lyrics, but you can provide it and tell it you want it to, create a country version or a version that sounds like John Lennon, and it will do a remarkable job. It's like Johnny said, it's frightening and it's also amazing at the same time. So I don't know where it's going to go. I know that it kind of takes the need for feeling like you got to upgrade on any software programs that you're currently using for recording or plugins, because AI kind of just negates the reason for wanting to spend the money to do that. I don't know. It's all conjecture, right? So thank you very much for subscribing to my Parlor Jones channel. And then we do have, if you like cooking, I do have a cooking channel, and that's called Marty's Kitchen. And then we got a DIY channel where I just recently only just started that, so there's only like a couple of videos on there. Some of these channels are really new and there's very few videos there, but it's growing. But yesterday's Marty's Kitchen episode, we made New York style soft and chewy homemade bagels, and man, they really turned out good. And then the DIY channel yesterday, I put my personal review of rigid tools, the ones you see sold in the big orange hardware store. They're not paying me to say anything, so I'm not going to plug their name. But you know who I'm talking about. And basically, I owned rigid tools for about 25 years, and I still own probably the very first rigid tool that I bought, which was a wet vac. And then I've got one tool in that whole collection that I thought really, really sucked. And I said so, because they're not paying me to sway anybody to buy their product. But overall, I'm very happy with rigid tools. But there was just one that I highlighted in that DIY with the Jones channel on YouTube. But again, back to the guitar talk. If you want to chime in, this is the time, because I see the viewership goes up and down and up and down. And I've started playing around with the YouTube Shorts. And that's really strange. I don't know how it's possible that a short on YouTube gets hundreds and thousands of views in such a short period of time. Yet the live streams, which I guess have been kind of squashed to the sidelines by the YouTube Shorts, and then just the video upload feeds. I mean, the whole thing that the algorithms are looking for, how many people have watched the video, how long they watched it, how many times they watched it, how quickly did they watch it for the first time. It's enough to drive you nuts with all these algorithms that you hear people talking about. So thank you for the like. Thank you very much for the like. Thank you for subscribing. And again, if there's one final comment that I guess I want to take and highlight on the screen here, if you have a comment, please put it on the screen, and then we'll close out after that, and we'll come back with another live stream or another upload or another short. I mean, now I've got options. It's crazy. Too many options, and not enough guitars, right? Not enough guitars. And yes, once again, basses do definitely count as guitars. Just like a 12-string counts as a guitar. Now, does a violin count as a guitar? No. I guess mostly because it's got no frets and it's plucked or bowed. But then, there are fretless bass guitars, and now we're just crossed that line. Does a violin not qualify as a guitar simply because it doesn't have frets? And I've seen Jimmy Page use a bow on a guitar that did have frets. So, Tall Thin Kev, thank you very much for tuning in. And anybody else that's still watching, then thank you for watching. But I'm going to sign off from here for now as well. And we will catch you on the rebound. And this is my going out of here short Secret Studios banner. Have a great day.